Hello, everyone. We've started now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now, today's class is all dedicated to the reading section. And we also have to talk about what to do in the multiple choice single answer and multiple answer, okay? Let's begin with a set of questions. And also, I hope that you watched other videos from previous days. Let me just organize my screen. And also, we are going to revise all the rule strategies, and I'm going to specifically focus on the reorder paragraphs, okay? Okay. Now, whatever we did yesterday, just a quick recap of all those things. The reading section has 5 types of questions, and we have discussed 3 of them yesterday. We will discuss the rest of it today and also revise everything. So the timing for the reading section is 30 minutes maximum, 29 minutes minimum. So it's not a lot of difference, 29 to 30 minutes. The first question type is fill in the blanks reading and writing, which is also called drop-down questions because you will find drop-down options, the menu, and you have to choose one out of them, okay? There'll be 6 maximum, 5 to 6 tasks here. Multiple choice, multiple answer is another question type. There'll be 1 or 2 tasks. It's not so important. So all you do here is without reading anything, without reading the heading, any paragraph, without reading questions or options, you'll just randomly pick one option, which may be the right option, which need not be the right option. Okay, just pick anything randomly and then click next. We are going to save time from this question type so that we can give more time towards reorder and fill in the blanks. Then comes reorder paragraphs. You get 2 to 3 tasks and fill in the blanks, which is here. It's called drag and drop. This only gives you reading marks, and there are 4 to 5 tasks. For the last question, which is called multiple choice single answer, if you save some time, good on you. But if you don't save any time, or if you are in a rush, don't worry. This does not give us a lot of marks, okay? 1 to 2 tasks. So all in all, we have these 4 criteria, these 4 parameters they judge on. So the first parameter is vocabulary. You have to have good skills at understanding the meaning of words and contextual knowledge. If you don't understand what's happening in the front sentence, and then you forget as you go, as you read ahead, you're forgetting everything, then you may lose that contextual idea, and therefore your answers may be wrong. Okay, so context is important. Then comes grammar. Grammar is a building block. It's not the entirety, but without grammar, some of the questions will be hard to solve. Okay, some of those questions will really need like hardcore grammar knowledge. So in order to improve your grammar, you need to work on some quizzes, like from grammarbank.com. It's a website where you can get free quizzes for English. So grammarbank.com, there you can find tenses, active passive voice, subject verb agreement, modal verbs, especially would, parts of speech, and use of conjunction. So focus on all these grammar points from this website. Then comes collocation. So and also for grammar, we've got 1 full hour video on YouTube. Okay, essential grammar for PTE milestone study. Yeah, so you search like that and you'll get that grammar video. Another one is collocations. So again, for collocations, you don't need to sit and study everything. Go to YouTube, search milestone study, 165 plus collocation, 365 plus, 500 plus. So all these collocations subconsciously you read every day, and don't have to like literally, you know, stay and say, oh, I'm so bad at collocations, so I'm going to read collocations. Yeah, subconsciously you have to learn all these collocations. Okay, so after this we now are going for rules of reorder. Okay, now in a reorder paragraph, all you have to do is look at those jumbled order questions, the sentences, and then put them in the right order. So in the exam, you will have 2 sections where in the first half, the first front row, not the front row, sorry, the front box, and the second box will be like that. So all the sentences from this box should be taken to the next box. If you leave it here, then you will not get any mark. Okay, your answer should be on the right hand side. So here will be your answer box. Now, what are the rules of reorder? Please take a note of it. Don't just rely on screenshots. Okay, make sure you have your pen and paper handy with you. So the first rules of reorder is do not consider you, I, and we as a pronoun. Yes, you and I, we are pronouns, but in the reorder, do not consider them as pronouns. Okay, you can take this as a general sentence and then use them in the first sentence, because the rule of reorder says, the first rule of reorder says that your first sentence must be an independent and a general sentence. So what is the meaning of independent and what is the meaning of general? Independent means something that can stand alone on its own, that does not depend on another sentence for it to be completed. And general means an overview, the overall broad concept, an idea. Okay. Now, for example, if I give you let's get rid of this example. 2 examples here. Okay, if I say participants and the other word is male participants, out of these 2, participants is a general word, but male participants becomes specific. Okay, general, then male participants is specific. So our target is to find the general sentence, something like participants. Okay, and I'll give you a sentence example. Participants were asked to fill out the forms. Male participants filled out the form quickly. Now, don't follow on the sequence of the sentences as of now. Just focus on the word participants and male participants. If you find these kinds of sentences, then obviously participants will come in the beginning than male participants. Okay, that is the meaning of generality. General means overview, the holistic idea, and independent as well. Okay, independent means you can't have he, she, it, they, those, but in order to do this, these kind of pronouns, you can't have them in the first sentence. Then the second rule, so once you find the first sentence, yeah, Now, I'm assuming that you understand what is independent and what is general, so you will be able to find out the first sentence. Now, after finding out the first sentence, what happens next is you go and find out some kind of hint, like maybe there's a full name given and there's a half name given or short form given. So try to find out such sentences. Let's say University of Wollongong, and somewhere else UOW. Okay, so obviously University of Wollongong will be coming in the first or second or third sentences, and then after that you will have UOW. Okay, so that's the rule of full form and half. This can also apply in the names, like people's names. So you say Dr. James Addison. Okay, James Addison, and then somewhere else Dr. Addison. So obviously, just by looking at the names, you can find out which will come before and which will come after. That is one rule. The next rule is finding the pronouns. Okay, these are all the examples of pronouns: he, she, it, this, that, they, those, them, such, the we can take as pronouns as well. Okay, so the now after finding it, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to match them with the nouns. So if I see he was an eminent personality, so your job is to find out who is this he, maybe Dr. Addison. Okay, so find the sentence with the word Dr. Addison, and then after that you will have this: he was an eminent personality. So sometimes you might have such a device is harmful for health. Harmful for health. So now after finding out, okay, such a device, what is the device? Where's the device mentioned? Okay, let's say MRI scanner. MRI scanner. So obviously they'll not be giving you like this, the device, you know, one device. They may, but they may not. When you see the sentence such a device, you have to find out where is that sentence where they're talking about a device. Need not be the word device, but it's something related to device. Okay. Now after that, so once you find out those such, this, that, you have to match it with the nouns. You have to find a sentence with the nouns that are reflecting those pronouns. Okay, so you match them and put them together. Let me give you one more example with a sentence. This substance was banned from the UK. Sibutramine, I've just taken a random name, okay, from one of the reorders. Sibutramine is a substance harmful for children. Okay, look, so this substance must refer to some kind of substance. Therefore, we have to find a sentence where they are mentioning that that's a substance, this is a substance for the first time. Where are they mentioning this word? Okay. Okay, so this similarly, let's write the book was published by ABC. So which book? Find the Mother of Storms. Mother of Storms was written by Dr. Addison. Okay, so if this is the sentence, this book, the book is a specific book we are talking about, and the name of the book is obviously Mother of Storms. In this sentence, Mother of Storms was written by Dr. Addison. There's no word like book, but still we have to understand that the book, the name of the book is the Mother of Storms. Okay, So that way you can find the pronouns and then try to find out its nouns and match them together and put them together. Okay, same thing here. It's just the elaborative form. When they say a student will be the first general sentence or second sentence, and then the student comes after that. Okay. For the example of this, a student, the student. A student came to meet me. The student lives in Sydney. So now if I take the sentence, the student lives in Sydney in the beginning sentence, like a first sentence, that will be wrong because the student means it's a specific student, one particular student. Maybe somewhere else there's a name given or some more information given about this student, but I can't directly write the student lives in Sydney. Okay, this can't be my first sentence. It has to come after some kind of general sentence. So let's revise what we have done here so that you can connect the dots. First thing we did was finding the independent sentence and a general sentence. There might be cases where you find two independent sentences or all sentences are independent. Okay, choose the most general sentence as your first sentence out of all. Okay, there will not be the most general, like all of them cannot be the most general sentence. There has to be one sentence which is the most general. Then comes full name and half. Find out those full name comes before the half name, and then comes pronouns. You find out some pronouns like he, she, it, and then match it with the nouns. You put them together. Nouns will come before the pronouns. Then comes and the. Something will come before the something because something is used for general subjects and the something is used for specific subjects. Next is processes. So there might be cases where they are giving you processes. Okay, so for example, take an underperforming company. Take an underperforming company. So after taking an underperforming company means you take an example of this company. You have to then add on some help, financial help. Underperforming means the company which is not performing well. So they are in loss. Therefore, you have to add some financial help. Then leave it for some years. Okay, to operate. That means you've given some money, some financial help, and now leave it. Let it perform. Let it work out on its own. Then that's the way to promote any company or make any company gain profit. Okay, so look how we are talking about process. So first you do this, second you do that, third, and then this is it. Okay, this is what you should do, or this is how you will help a company. All right, so that is called processes and steps. Okay, the next approach is sometimes you might have advantages and disadvantages. For example, mobile phones. Mobile phones are essential in our day-to-day life, which is an advantage. Okay, so this is a positive statement. Now I'm just going to randomly write some sentences. Okay, they or it, such devices. See, now I'm going to refer using a pronoun. Such devices may make people dull and inactive. Our daily lives depend on technology. Then let's talk about something again related to mobile phones. People use it to as a reminder, calendar, alarm clock, and whatnot. Okay, So there are 4 sentences here, and all of them are related to obviously mobile phones. So which one is the most general, which one has a pronoun, and which one is an advantage and which one is a disadvantage? Okay, very easy. First one is technology is the broader term. So obviously we have to write our daily lives depend on technology. Yeah, let me give them numbers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So technology, mobile phones, specific. Technology, broader term. So that's general sentence. Therefore, we write 3 as our first sentence. Our daily lives depend on technology. Now, we can't have number 2. Such devices may make people dull and inactive, which we have not talked about devices. Technology is not a device. A device means mobile phones. So first we have to find out a little more general, which is mobile phones are essential in our day-to-day life. So our lives depend on technology. Mobile phones are essential in our day-to-day lives. Obviously, we are missing some links like, for example, something like that. Okay. For example, mobile phones are essential in our day-to-day life. Now, why is it essential? Because people use it as a reminder, calendar, alarm clock, and whatnot. So this is a benefit. So we are putting benefits together, like essential, positive together, and then comes such devices may make people dull and inactive, which is a negative statement. Okay, so negative will be somewhere else. Positive will be together. Negative will be together. All right. So that is the concept of advantages and disadvantages. Now, coming to another approach, which is problem solution. Obviously, we'll have the problem first and then comes the solution. You cannot have solution first in the problem. Okay, let's take an example again. Greenhouse gases affect the earth. That's a problem. Affect the earth, negative. People worry a lot about their health nowadays due to such harmful chemicals. Okay, I'm just writing random sentences, okay? So don't judge me on this. So people worry a lot about their health nowadays due to such harmful chemicals. Now, such harmful chemicals, we have to find out some kind of chemicals or gases, you know, and those that are harmful. Then comes governments are taking in numerous steps to minimize the effects of greenhouse gases. So what might happen is people or students might think, oh, governments, yeah, they are talking about governments. So governments is a broader term. We have to use the word governments first. But you are forgetting that this is a solution. That's a solution. This is a problem. Okay, problem comes before the solution. Worry is also a kind of problem. Now put problems together and then the solution in the end. Okay, but out of those 2 problems also, we have to put the greenhouse gases affect the environment or affect the earth first, because in the second sentence you are using a pronoun such, and such cannot be your first sentence. Yeah, so greenhouse gases affect the earth. People worry a lot about their health nowadays due to such harmful chemicals or gases. Governments are taking numerous steps to minimize the effects of greenhouse gases. Yeah, now there's one more tendency that students try to just match the words. Now they will see, oh, there's greenhouse here, greenhouse. We take a bigger one. There's greenhouse here. So, oh, and there's greenhouse here as well. And there's effect, there's effect. So let's put them together. And then they start putting them together. But what you've forgotten is there's also another twist. The twist is there's such harmful chemicals. Now, do you find anything related to chemicals in this sentence? No. So why are you putting this in the middle? You need to find out a sequence. So gases means chemicals or whatever, and then in the end, you put the solution. Okay, so there's no one way to solve this reorder paragraphs, but this is some kind of general advice. Don't just go by the words. All right, now okay, and there are these conjunctions are also very helpful. When you see conjunctions like hence, thus, so, likewise, yeah, you have to club the similar ideas together. And when you see but conjunctions like by contrast or in contrast or on the other hand, then you have to club the different ideas together. Okay. All right, now what is happening? All right, so that's it for the reorder paragraphs. Let's try to use this concept. Okay, now we're going to solve number 4, okay? I'll give you roughly 2 minutes to solve this. And once you are done, we'll discuss the answer and give you the reasons why. So please take 2 minutes now. All right, the first thing, read the sentences properly, okay? Some sentences may be a bit long. Maybe you don't need to read all of them, everything in it. Generally, yes, you have to read. And it's also an art to know what to read and what not to read, okay? All animals have a strong exploratory urge, but for some, it is more crucial than others. So urge means some kind of need. All animals, general, have a strong exploratory urge, but for some, it is more crucial than others. That means everybody has it, but for some, it's more important. And for some, it's not so much important. It depends on, okay, pronoun. What depends, yeah? It depends on how specialized they have become. Who? they have become during the course of evolution. Still general. Evolution means something general. If they have, if condition, if they have put all the effort into the perfection of one survival trick, they do not bother so much with the general complexities of the world around them. So who are they again? It feels like these two sentences are in line because they're both talking about they. And again, this could be that they're talking about this they is referring to animals, all the animals. The non-specialist, however, now however is a big signal that this cannot be the first sentence, and it is a conjunction which joins two dissimilar ideas. The non-specialists, however, the opportunists of the animal world, can never afford to relax. Now, again, another hint. Why are they using the word however? The opportunist can never afford to relax. That means there are some people who are relaxing. So before D, we need to find out some kind of one sentence which says that they can relax. The specialist can relax. So we have to find a sentence where they're talking about specialist and specialist can relax. Okay. So as long as the antita, so is a conjunction, so it means that's why. As long as the anteater has its ant and the koala bear has gum leaves, then they are satisfied and the living is easy. Okay. Now I think I've got my order already. The first sentence will definitely be A because that's the most general one. It does not have any pronoun. It doesn't have any conjunctions like which will join. Yes, it does have a conjunction, but remember that in reorder, we are not focused on the words that are in between, the conjunctions that are in between. But whatever, if it comes in the middle, it has nothing to do with the previous sentence, okay? Now, all animals have a strong exploratory urge, but for some, it is more crucial than others. B. It depends on how specialized they have become. So this, who takes it in a crucial way, who takes it easily, depends on how specialized they have become. Okay. Then comes C. If they have put all the effort into one survival trick, they do not bother so much. That means if somebody is, see, look, the word special, yeah, we have one more hint here, special and non-special. So it depends on how specialized they have become during the course of evolution. If they have put all the effort into one survival trick, they don't bother much about everything else. So anteater has one survival trick, that is their ant. Anteater is going to eat the ants. Koala bear is going to have gum leaves. If these animals have just one survival trick, they are happy, satisfied, and they can relax. However, the non-specialist cannot relax. Okay, so this is how the order is. And whatever rules we've learned just perfectly is, applied to this kind of paragraph. You have a conjunction which goes well with the previous sentence. You have they, it, those pronouns, okay? All right, now I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes to complete question number 5, all right? Let's read them first. Okay. But, big conjunction, but it contrasts your opinions, the previous opinions, but with opportunity. But with opportunity comes responsibility. So what's an opportunity and what's the responsibility? If we find something that is related with the word opportunity and we find that there is some kind of responsibility or something that has to do with this sentence, but in a negative or positive. So let me just rephrase this everything here. If I use the word but, that means there must be positive statement and negative statement on the either sides. Okay, like that. But with opportunity comes responsibility. This is a negative statement. So we have to find something which is in positive tone. Okay. We live in an age of unprecedented opportunity. Wow. Okay, as you read the word opportunity, your brain should be like, ding, we found that. We live in an age of unprecedented opportunity. So that means we live in a big world where there are a lot of opportunities. With ambition, drive, and talent, you can rise to the top of your chosen profession, regardless of where you started out. So see, that's a positive sentence. Now, even without reading further, you can decide that, all right, BA can be a pair and they will come together. Then that means it's up to you to carve out your place in the world and know when to change course. C does not go with B, C does not go with A. Instead, you must be your own CEO. Why instead? Instead is also a different kind of conjunction. And that means what means? There's a pronoun. Companies today aren't managing their knowledge of workers' careers. Okay. Now, some people might think this is your first sentence, but hello. We live in an age of we. I told you in the beginning that we, I, and you should not be taken as pronouns. Okay. We means everyone, every human being live in an age of opportunity. So age means the world of opportunity. See, this is a more general sentence. So companies cannot be the first sentence. Now BA, after B and A, we've got E, D, and C. Why so? A says that, but with opportunity comes responsibility. That means you have got responsibilities when you've got opportunities. Companies are not managing the knowledge. Companies are not doing this thing now, no longer. You have to do it. So instead, you must be your own CEO. And what does being your own CEO mean? Being your own CEO means you are supposed to carve out your place in the world and know when to change course. Okay, so this sentence relates to this and this relates to this. Okay, and these two are related. All right, that's how you get all the reorders right. You have to focus on the word meaning, sentence meaning, which pronoun, which conjunctions are being used, and then put them together. Okay, all right, so that's your overall reading reorder. Now, if you've got any questions, let me know. We'll now talk about some multiple choice questions. Single answer, okay? And these are not so important, but I'll give you a general idea of how to do this. You never know, you might get 1 point if you get the answers right. So let's take that, okay? Let's get that 1 mark. Now, which of the following most accurately summarizes the opinion of the author in the text? That's the question. Now, you've got to find the summary of the paragraph and then match it with this. These out of these 4 options, only 1 is right. Let's read the paragraph. When the question asks you to find out the summary, you don't need to read everything. You just need to read the first sentence or until the second sentence, first two sentences, and then maybe the last sentence, okay? First two, last two. So make it a rule. First two, last two. The rebellious Adolf Hitler was unlucky enough to have been caught in the radar of his angry father's wrath at frequent intervals. Brought up in a normal middle-class family, domination was latent in his father's personality. Okay, this is about Adolf Hitler and how his father played a role and was very dominating. And his father became angry at him. Though he had never thought of joining the military, when the war started, he enlisted himself and fought for Germany. So later on, he fought for Germany. Now let's read what A has to say. Hitler has a violent streak since his father died. Died. Oh, nothing related to this. Died. So A is wrong. Hitler's arrogance and exasperation. We don't know the word meaning of exasperation. Arrogance, yes, we know arrogance. Hitler's arrogance regarding trivial things were inherited from his family tree. Family tree. Inherited. Anything about inherited? Inherited means it came in the genes or DNA. No. What about trivial things? Trivial means small, minor. And arrogance means became very arrogant and did not talk to people, or became angry at certain times, had bad temper. I can't find the word trivial. I can't find any similar word related to trivial, and also can't find anything that they said about inherited. They didn't say because of his father he became like this. He became arrogant. Yes, he became arrogant. He became like so the word rebellious means he started to go against people. Okay, not become arrogant. Hitler's depressing childhood because of his father's attitude towards him germinated the seeds of rebelliousness. Yeah, So getting into this war, and fighting for Germany, this has to do with rebelliousness. So C is a very viable option here. Hitler would have been displaying his rebellion through his paintings. Nothing. Yeah, they have talked something about paintings here, but that's not the main idea. Okay, so the right answer would be C. Now, obviously, in the exam, you're not going to talk like this. You're just going to have that conversation in your head, and that too very quickly. Okay. This is multiple choice single answer, and then comes multiple choice. Oh, this is also single answer. Let's see what this question is asking us to do. What does this passage suggest climate change will bring to Australia? Climate change. So what is climate change? This word is a keyword and Australia is another keyword. Okay. When they give you this kind of question, you have to find out the keywords in the passage. So after reading this passage, let's find out the word climate. Climate, yes, climate, another climate here. And let's find the word Australia. Australia is here. Australia is also here. Okay. So the question is what will be the effect of climate change? Australia is one of the world's largest producers of carbon dioxide. So Australia produces carbon dioxide, and that's warming the atmosphere, which causes climate upset. Look, the sentence is what happens after climate upset, not what causes climate upset. If the question was what causes climate upset, then it was carbon dioxide. The answer would be carbon dioxide. But at this moment, we have to cross this word carbon dioxide because we're not talking about what causes climate change. The question is what happens after climate change. So after climate change, a long-standing drought and serious water shortages in Australia have focused much on climate change. Some experts warn high temperatures could leave this nation at the mercy of severe droughts. Okay, look, easy. and devastating tropical cyclones. So the right answer is the fourth answer, which is drought, because at the mercy of drought means it will leave the country, it will leave Australia at the mercy of droughts. That means it will leave Australia with all the droughts. Okay, so that's why D is the right answer. All right, so that is multiple choice, single answer. There will be multiple choice, multiple answer as well, which we won't touch. We will not be reading the passage nor reading the question or the options. Okay, just randomly click any one option. Okay, guys, I'll also try to find out answers. Like I'm gonna solve something from here as well. Okay. These are drop down and drag and drop questions. Okay. Let's do this question number 6. Let's take 1 minute to solve this, okay? Okay. Now, although the internet is used dash in many areas of life, here we need an adverb. Is used how? How is the internet used? The internet is used effectively. The internet is used inventively. And I don't see any adverbs here. So either effectively or inventively. The right answer would be effectively. Because what is inventively? We are not going to use internet inventively, effectively in many. So the internet is being used effectively in many areas of life. Some users experience. What do some users experience? They experience problems. I don't think here's any problem, but let me give you a certain idea about the word although. Although is used for what? Positive and negative, like however and but. So when you see the word although, you need to write one side will be positive and the other side will be negative. So although the internet is used effectively, which is a positive side, some users experience problems due to lack of control. Again, something related to problems. The diagnostic dash for, whenever you see prepositions, be very careful that the word has to match the prepositions as well. The diagnostic dash for internet addiction include, what does it include? It includes disruptions in family relationships. That means if somebody is addicted to the internet, they will face these issues. They will see disruptions in family relationships. So what is it? The diagnostic disruptions in family relationships is no solution. Okay, solution is not the right word. And also after solutions, the word would be to. The preposition would be to, solutions to. So the right answer is criteria. The diagnostic criteria for How do you know? How do you diagnose somebody that they have internet addiction? You will see that there is disruptions in family relationships. So the diagnostic criteria, but adequate data on the attachment styles and family functioning are limited. The diagnostic criteria and family functioning. Okay. All right. So effectively, problems, criteria, and functioning. That would be drag and drop. Okay. The one way to solve this is by reading everything and finding out, do we need adjective, noun, verbs? Another way is finding out prepositions and trying to match the word. Then also understand the context. Are they talking about problems? They're talking about solutions, functions, what? And then family functioning, some of them will be collocations, okay? So this paragraph is a blend of everything. Now, let's go to one more question, which is, okay, question number 14. Okay, let's focus on question number 14. It's a bit long, so we can have a good conversation here. All right, I'll give you 1 minute to read the paragraph. Okay, now let's find out the answers, yeah? Psychology as a subject of study has largely developed in the West since the late 19th century. During this period, there has been an. Okay, now I told you about preposition. Now here comes the articles. Whenever you see an article, a or an, there must be a noun after the blank. Plus, there must be something that is in the vowel letters. Okay, so A, E, I, O, U. But the sad thing about drop down is all the options will be similar. All the options will either be A, E, I, O, U, or they have the similar meaning. Okay. So that's why drop down is a bit more challenging than drag and drop. Now, during this period, there has been an dash on scientific thinking. So AEIOU rule doesn't work here, but definitely we need a noun. So all out of all four, what's the noun? The noun is emphasis. Emphasis. During this period, there has been an emphasis on scientific thinking. And because of this emphasis, okay, so there's one more hint here. There's because of this emphasis, there have been many scientific studies in psychology. So people have been putting a lot of emphasis on this kind of scientific thinking. And because of this, there are many studies that dash human nature. So psychology human nature are related, okay? Please don't lose the context. Psychology is a very studied subject, and people have been putting a lot of emphasis on this. And because of this emphasis, there are many studies in psychology, because psychology is all about human beings and human brains. People are exploring human nature. So the studies are exploring. Exploring means knowing more about human nature. Then these include, so what do they include? What is this different aspects? These include studies into how biology influence human experience, how people use their senses. So obviously there's no doubt here, senses, touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing, all these in bracket is referring to senses. Now, a very common mistake people will make is they'll stop reading this part and jump directly to the blank section. Now, what you guys, those who haven't been reading this part, do not understand is the blank, the upcoming blank could be related to this part. So please remember to read it, okay? Now I'm going to read that. So to get to know the, and very quickly, I'm not saying, oh, you have to relax and read very quickly in your mind. So what is this? These include studies into how biology influences human experience, how people use their senses to get to know the world, how people develop, why people behave in certain ways, how memory works, how people develop language, how people understand and think about the world, what motivates people, why people have emotions, and how personality develops. They scientific dash all contribute. So these here means it's a pronoun. So these scientific what are they doing here? They're asking questions. They are not giving us results. They're not giving us any findings, or they are not inventing anything. This is investigation. Okay, investigation means knowing how, why, when, all this. So investigation is the right answer. These scientific investigations all contribute to an dash of human nature. To what is it gonna contribute to an understanding. Easy, because after knowing all these, we will understand human nature. So this is going to help us to understand human nature. It's going to contribute to understanding of human nature. This means that people who have knowledge of psychology can do what? Can either use. So what do we do with the knowledge? We don't learn the knowledge, okay? Remember, the noun that comes after it will determine the verb as well. So the knowledge, we can apply the knowledge. Yes, we can find the knowledge. People who have knowledge of psychology can find the knowledge. No, they already have the knowledge, so they will use the knowledge. Yeah, they will use the knowledge or apply the knowledge. They'll not study the knowledge. We don't study the knowledge. So please remember to understand which nouns have been used later on and what verb goes along with that noun. All right, so those are the 5 answers: emphasis, explore, senses, investigations, understanding, and use. 6 words. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. The general rule of reading is understanding the context first, understanding some rules of grammar, vocabulary, and collocations. I'll see you next time. Thank you.